Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Saturday. Saturday means what is that? Speed Duel. Yes. So, today's deck profile is going to be a Speed Duel deck based around one of Yugi's iconic subclass of cards. We are going to be using the Magnet Warriors. So, to that effect, we need a skill card. We're going to get this one. You flip this over when you activate it, it's Magnetic Attraction. We need you to know a couple of things. First, each of these skills on this can be used once per duel. The skills are, when a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior is normal summoned, you may add a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior with a different name from the deck to your hand. Second skill, you can reveal 2 level 4 or lower Magnet Warriors with different names from your hand. And if you do, you may add 1 Valkyrian, the Magna Warrior, from the deck to your hand. Both of these effects are pretty amazing, and we're going to be running a 21 card main deck. And let's just get you guys a list, right? So this was something that was requested, and I think it's because magnets are just really cool. And I think the last time I did something with them was right around the time period where they were just a 3 of. Now, we did get the new ban list still fairly recently. It's been within the last month or so now. And just makes it a little easier to play them. So what we're going to need is 2 of each of the basic magnets. Now, they're all 4 stars. Alpha is going to be 14 by 17. Beta is going to be 17 by 16. And Gamma is going to be 15 by 18. This is pretty easy, pretty basic. They're all 4-star Earth rocks. And like I said, some pretty basic stats. And then we need our boss monster, because this is searchable. We're going to need 2 copies of Valkyrie and the Magna Warrior. Now, normally, I would only play 1. I would only play 1 of these because I wouldn't have thought to play the other magnet. Or I just would be like, we're going to do this, swarm the field, use it for a god card instead, type thing. So the way that Valkyrian works is cannot be normal summoned or set and must be first special summoned from the hand by attributing 1 copy of each of the original 3 names there from the hand and or field, your choice what the combination is. You can tribute this card while it's a monster on the field. Target 1 of each of those names that are on the table already, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, that are in your graveyard, and special summon them, which is great because, again, if we were doing this for God cards, we would find a way to get these in our hands so that we could do this effect to get them all on the field. So that's that part, right? You would think. We're also going to grab 2 copies of Delta. Now, Delta was in the Battle City box, as I think all of these guys were. So this is going to be pretty easy for most duelists to pick up, since we should already have playsets of everything. And the way he works is if he's normal or special summoned, you can send 1 level 4 lower magnet from the deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you could choose to banish a level 3. You can banish 3 level 4 or lower Magnet Warriors from the graveyard except Delta, to special summon 1 Valkyrie and the Magna Warrior from the hand or deck, ignoring conditions. Each effect is once per turn. So it's a 2-2-2-2. I think that was 5 2s. Split in this deck, because if we can get the extra names in the graveyard real quick, we can just go ahead and play the second Valkyrian anyway. So we could do 1 normal and 1 through the Delta, and it's all good. The only thing is, Delta has to throw 1 of these guys. So it's all good. It's kind of weird. And I'm starting to think that maybe I should have put a Foolish Burial somewhere in this deck. But it's all good. It's actually all good, because we have other things to do. So going into spells, we're going to tap into our limits. We're going to grab a Cosmic Cyclone for the back row. And we're going to grab a double Econ. Because, again, while we got this going, we want to get into the Valkyrian, which I'm realizing we could probably drop 1 out and just play this at 20 cards. We want to be able to play to the Valkyrian. Valkyrian is searchable. We're going to be able to get into anything we need. We could get into the Delta early, get into our plays here. So we want to kind of protect our monsters, maybe get Delta to where we can manipulate when he leaves the field, which is great. Or we can just go ahead and move things around. Remembering Gamma's at like 15, Alpha's at 14. Beta being the strongest of these magnets at 17 means we are going to have some issues in combat until we can provide a Valkyrian play, which is fine. But this taps out our 3 ofs. Next, we're going to play a single copy of Galaxy Cyclone. Now, I love this card. Target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. It is a set one. And then during the main phase, except the turn this goes to the graveyard, you can banish it, and then target a face-up spell trap. So we could technically get 2 plays off this one card. And this is good if our opponent is going to play into something like Swords of Revealing Light, or they have an annoying field spell that we need to take care of, or there's something continuous, like I think Spellbinding Circle, but I don't think that gets played a whole lot. So like Nightmare Wheel, which is like Spellbinding Circle plus. Even trap monsters like Zoma will end up falling to a Galaxy Cyclone, which is good. We are going to run 2 copies of Magnetic Field. Now, if you guys don't really remember this field spell, I don't blame you. This was also released during the Battle City box. If you control a level 4 lower Earth Rock, you can target a level 4 lower Earth Rock in the graveyard and special summon it. This allows us to build a board real quick and get into some really cool plays. You can only use this effect of the Magnetic Field once per turn. Once per turn at the end of the damage step, when a rock earth monster you control battled an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you may return that to the opponent's hand. So again, we do kind of get to bounce things, which is nice. But when we play the Delta and we throw, we can bring back, which means we're kind of offsetting the costs for those econs. So just hear me out. It works. It's pretty cool. We're going to touch Tier 1 with an MST. We're going to grab a Tier 2 with a Monster Reborn. Again, you guys could feel free to change this Monster Reborn into a Foolish Burial. In fact, change it into a Foolish Burial. Maybe drop the second Valkyrian because it is searchable. And you go into a second Foolish Burial because you want to play off the Delta effect faster. Again, Delta's effect can use the Valkyrian from hand or deck. So if you drew into it, it's not an issue. I am going to play a single copy of Nightbeam in here as well. I do like the extra back row hate because if we do get into the big Valkyrian, I don't want to fall into Sakuretsu armor. I don't want to fall into any type of battle trap. I don't want Zoma to catch me off guard. I want to control the tempo at that point, so I do want to have the biggest card on the field. And to that, going into our traps, I'm also going to run 2 copies of Lost Wind. Normally, I know this is in my sides, but today it is strong enough. I do think that this should be in the main deck. It should be somewhere in the front lines instead of waiting, seeing what the opponent's going to do. Special summons can mess us up. We do want to go ahead and rob their effects and half their stats. So this is the main deck. At least one version of the main deck, because you guys can obviously modify this any way you want. Give me a moment, though. I'll let you guys do your screenshot, or you can finish your little notes. And what I'll do is I'll go get you guys the extra and side deck in just a second. All right. Extra deck first, I guess. We're going to go with the same big characters I always go with. And this is not a surprise. I'm not too sure where my Arcana Knight is at the moment. Just pretend he's there. That's just a little bit of poor preparation on my part. Not 100% sure where I sat him. But it's all good. It's the normal 6. That's what you want to play. The side deck should contain 1 copy of Dahlgren. Because, again, Dahlgren is going to allow us to kaiju out of a bad situation. We're going to use 1 copy of the Magnet Conversion. Target up to 3 level 4 or lower Magnet Warriors in the graveyard. Add them to the hand. During either player's turn, except the turn this is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this from the graveyard. Target a banish level 4 or lower and special summon it. So, again, it's pretty good. 2 copies of Magnet Force. Again, Battle City box all the way with all this stuff. This turn, all monsters on the field whose original types are machine and or rock are unaffected by opponents' monster effects except for their own. Now, there's a reason behind this, and it is the rise in what I'm seeing with tribal decks like this and good top-tier players starting to put in a single tribe-infecting virus inside. Tribe-infecting virus is going to be a nightmare for you. This is a great way to dodge out of effects like Destiny and Dragoon, or Thousand Eyes Restrict. Just a useful card. I might be tempted to lower it to 1 later, or change out the conversion later. But for right now, I'm thinking 2 Magnet Force, especially, like I said, There's a lot of monster effects right now that are just doing very well. Tribe Infecting Virus is a huge weakness for this deck. I think that's a great one. And then, of course, the 2 copies of Waking the Dragon. This is what's going to allow us to play all of these cards. Since it does say on it that it has to be played from the hand first for a special summon, I need you to know Valkyrian is not a target for this. So while you can play any of these guys and or the Arcana Knight that I just don't have today, I need you to know that this guy's not a target. So that's it. That's the deck. Minus 1 card and some possible mods that you guys might make on it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, consider supporting the channel, like, comment, sub, easiest things to do. Outside of that, I just want to wish you guys a great day. Go out, do that thing that you've been putting off for yourself. I want you to take care of yourself because you guys are all important to me. You should be important to yourself as well. And just be kind to others and be kind to yourself, okay? Till next time, have a great day.